Hey there, responders and RMPs. Chrissy Brooks here with you for hypothetical week ending 5/24. And we've got a biohazard this time that we are dealing with. So we're going to work through our decision tree, reading every word out loud because it's good practice. And hey, it's going to keep your mind fresh in that emergency situation. So here's what we've got. A box marked as a diagnostic specimen is leaking on a belt line. There's a small puddle of yellow liquid coming from under this box. You open the box to find a 6-ounce container of a urine sample. The lid is cracked and the liquid is all over the contents. There are no fumes that irritate the skin, no visible fumes, smoke, or irritating odors. Answer the questions below based on this scenario. So I'm going to let you guys go through the decision tree. Go ahead and pause here. Be right back. All right. Got some thunderstorms going on in the background, so hopefully we'll get through this one. So as we move through our decision tree, we end up here. Going to be a no. These, we do have a diamond hazard label coming over here. It's not on our prohibited list. Down here, it is not on our list of things that are allowed in our system, but we don't clean up. Over to our green box, not an edible liquid, for sure. So we end up down here in our yellow box. So that one's going to be our answer on this one. And then what response sheet or containment sheet did the responder utilize for this spill? So if we go through our response sheets here, because we ended up in our yellow box. So anytime we're in our yellow box, we'll be using a response sheet. And I do believe it's the very last response sheet. Nope, second to last. Page 13, my lucky number, 13. So if you notice, this has got the UN number up here on the top, as well as biological and the biohazard symbols. So any of these are going to be a biohazard. So I'm going to give you a second to read through. We're going to check biohazard right here. Go ahead and read through this, and then we're going to get a little more detailed when we go into the waste disposal flow chart. Words are hard today. All right, pause. Read through your decision sheets. There's a lot of things that are different in this than how we used to do biohazards. So please take the time to read it right now so that you feel a little more comfortable when we get to that situation. All right, so as we are reading through our response sheets, so our action steps, first of all, PPE that we're going to have on: goggles, boots, gloves, apron. At a minimum, put on those sleeves if you feel like it. We're going to cordon off the area a minimum of 15 feet around that spill using tape or cones, not let anybody in. Do not touch anything that is sharp or broken glass without proper protective equipment. So make sure that if you are touching sharps, aka needles, or broken glass, that you are picking it up very carefully with your gloves on so that you are protected. Then we're going to dissolve one 3.3 gram chlorine tablet per 32 ounces of water into the approved container and apply this to the spilled material and any equipment that came in contact with the spilled material. So we're going to drop the bleach tab into our mixing bottle. We're going to put 32 ounces of fresh, should be distilled. That's a big boomer. 32 ounces of fresh, preferably distilled. You should have like a gallon of it on your spill cart. Mix that up, shake it up, then we're going to pour it over top of anything that urine sample touched. So we're going to pour it all over it to disinfect it. Then for spilled liquids that need to be cleaned up off the work surfaces, we're going to apply Zepsorbent. So we're going to absorb all of that liquid that we just created with some Zep. Then we are going to place the spilled material in a gray spill tub, transport it to the packaging service for further processing. We're going to grab our biohazard spill kit. Any kind of broken glass, needles, contaminated debris, anything like that is going to go into our biohazard kit. Decontamination of property and equipment should be performed. So we want to decontaminate any equipment that it might have come into contact with. Seal your biohazard kit, and then management or the environmental coordinator needs to contact the shipper and or medical waste disposal contractor for pickup. When we are cleaning up, we want to make sure that we are referring to the waste disposal flowchart for proper disposition of the package contents and contaminated packaging or debris. Then we're going to refer to the decontamination checklist after the response and disposal is completed. Decontaminate any areas of the body or equipment that may have been exposed by utilizing the decontamination checklist. That decontamination checklist is back here in the back of your decision tree. So on page 25 of your decision tree, this is a step-by-step of how you should remove your equipment, your personal protective equipment, and then wash it. So refer to that when we're all done. I want to, so let's see, getting back to what we were doing. We're going to dissolve that chlorine tablet in there. And MFA page, hopefully you're getting a yes there. ETT, hopefully you're getting in with your own password. And I know that I need to look at that waste disposal flowchart electronically for every leaker that I am going to dispose of, right? We know that we need to do that. Yes. So then as we are going through here, we've got our spilled or leaking liquid. These are all no, didn't spill outside of a facility, didn't enter a drain, no reportable quantity. But here we are in our red box with a biohazard. So that's going to take us to our Appendix A. And you can click right on that hyperlink on your quick reference guide to get to Appendix A. Of course, this one, you cannot do that. It doesn't work like that. But go ahead and click on that appendix. I want you to read through it and see, make sure that you understand. We see biohazards. They're not very common. And something I want to tell you guys about biohazards, the Kohler guard boxes. So the colon cancer screening boxes that we deliver and then we pick back up, if those are damaged, we are supposed to wrap them up as best we can so that it's not going to leak. I suggest a green bag or one of your really thick non bags. Repackage it, continue it on its way. They want to receive those packages no matter what state that they are in. So go ahead and forward on the Kohler guard boxes that we're using. So after you've read through the response sheet, I'm going to pause right here, go ahead and go to Appendix A and read through that appendix and then come on back. All right, so hopefully you read through that quick reference guide, Appendix A. I believe it's about 4 pages, roughly, actually 5. Yeah, 5 pages. So lots of information about biohazards. So we ended up in our red box here. Red box, refer to our quick reference guide. And moving on to our next screen here. RCRA clean containers. Again, those are the, that's some fun lightning going on behind me there. RCRA clean containers, again, those are our empty bottles, right? Our empty plastic bottles, empty metal cans, whatever we've got. We're going to throw those away. And then what tools do we use that tell us how to dispose of hazardous materials? Waste disposal flowchart on that one. And then hopefully you've got your DOK already done for the month. We are looking at, tomorrow is the 19th. So need to be getting those done. And onto our final page, make sure you are filling out your information and clicking that last little arrow. If you do not click this last little arrow, you're not going to get credit. So make sure you're clicking that. And thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you guys watching my YouTube videos, getting the help that everybody always has questions, especially about biohazards. So please, I encourage you, if you didn't read through the quick reference guide, please go back and look at that Appendix A. There's a lot of very specific things that we do with these biohazards, and I really want you to not freak out when you get one, right? So if you have any questions, please reach out. As always, love having you guys here, and we'll see you next time. Have a great week.